I didn't slam the door. I closed it gently, almost politely, like a man leaving a meeting he had already won. Her laughter was still echoing through the speaker of my phone, tinny and cruel. "I don't think this silly marriage will last another year," she had said. Then came that pause, and her best friend, Anna, added, "You've outgrown him, Claire. He's beneath you now." They laughed, a synchronized sound of betrayal and arrogance. I smiled, not because it didn't hurt, but because something inside me clicked. I stepped out of the study, leaned against the doorway, and looked at her, my wife of 6 years, still on the call. She didn't see me. She was too busy performing her new role, the disillusioned wife, surrounded by women who fed her superiority like wine. When her laughter finally faded, I said it calmly, "Why wait a year? Let's end it now." She turned, startled. I left without another word. No yelling, no scene, just silence. We had met 7 years ago in a bookstore of all places. She was holding a copy of Anna Karenina, and I made some dry remark about doomed love stories. She laughed. Back then, it sounded real. She said she liked how I saw things differently. I thought that meant she respected me. But in hindsight, she didn't want someone who saw differently. She wanted someone who saw her differently, someone to mirror her idea of perfection. I played that part beautifully for years. When her career took off, new clients, late dinners, a growing confidence that smelled faintly of disdain, I pretended not to notice. Love makes you blind, but pride makes you silent. Until that night. I had started noticing the changes months earlier, the perfume I hadn't bought, the phone turned face down at dinner, the sudden obsession with privacy. But it wasn't infidelity that twisted the knife. It was the mockery. The way she began to talk to me in public with soft corrections and condescending smiles, as if I were an accessory she had outgrown. Then one evening, while she showered, her laptop pinged. It was a group chat with 4 women, her friends. And there it was, screen after screen of venom disguised as humor. "Does he even know how much you make now? Girl, he's lucky you keep him around. I give it a year, tops." And her reply, "Maybe less. I'm tired of pretending he's my equal." That last line burned slow and deep, but I didn't rage. I didn't cry. I copied everything, every message, every snide remark. Then I waited. Here's the thing about humiliation, once it cools, it becomes strategy. I stopped arguing, stopped explaining, stopped trying. Instead, I started preparing. Claire was careless with details, confident in her superiority. I used that. Our finances were joint, but she handled none of it. Her name was on nothing, not the house, not the car, not the investments. She didn't even know half of what we owned. I began to separate everything discreetly, quiet transfers, strategic withdrawals, consultations with lawyers who admired my composure. She thought my silence was guilt. It was arithmetic. The night after I left, I got a message from Anna, her best friend, the one who had laughed the loudest. It read, "She told me you finally left. You should know, she's been seeing someone, her boss, for months." I stared at the screen until it blurred. Then another message came, "I never laughed at you, by the way. She made us. She's crueler than you think." I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Anna's message wasn't a confession, it was confirmation. By morning, I had everything I needed. First, the logistics. I filed for divorce before she could even realize what was happening. Grounds, emotional cruelty, documented with her own words. Then I met with her boss, an older man who valued reputation over pleasure. I didn't threaten him. I simply handed him a file containing screenshots, timestamps, and a polite statement for HR. He thanked me quietly. By the next week, she was let go due to restructuring. Meanwhile, I withdrew from the accounts I legally controlled. She was shocked to find her cards declined. I watched from a distance as her perfect facade began to crumble. She called me. I think there's been some. There has, I said. You made it. We met one last time at the house she once called ours. She was pale, trembling, not from guilt, but from fear. You ruined me, she whispered. No, I said, stepping closer. You did that when you turned me into your punchline. Her eyes darted, searching for sympathy. There was no one else, she lied weakly. I know, I replied. You were in love with yourself. She tried to regain her composure, the confident mask she wore so well. But masks slip easiest in silence. I let her drown in it. When she finally broke, I turned to leave. She called after me, her voice cracking, was it worth it? I paused. Every sound in that house, the creak of the floor, the hum of the refrigerator, felt like applause. Yes, I said. Every second. It's been 6 months now. People still ask what happened between us. I just smile and say, we outgrew each other. What they don't see are the details, the quiet months of strategy, the cold precision of reclaiming my dignity. Revenge, I learned, isn't about hurting someone. It's about reclaiming the version of yourself they tried to erase. I don't hate Claire anymore. In fact, I should thank her. She gave me a reason to wake up, a reason to see myself clearly again. And sometimes, late at night, when I check my phone, I still see that message from Anna, the one that started it all. Her final line was something I didn't notice before: she'll regret underestimating you. She did. They all did. And I never raised my voice, never broke a thing. I just smiled and ended it.